So here we are, 1 year later on May 28th, Fnac Retold, The Dreamcatcher, I almost forgot the title, released, marking the first episode of the Five Nights at Candy's Retold series. Now, how do I feel about this? There's a lot going on right now. But basically, I've gathered some of the team members from the Five Nights at Candy's Retold casting server, and we're gonna give our thoughts. 1 year of
Mary. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello. My name is Phantom. I do Monster Rat and Rat for Fnac Retold. This has been one hell of a year of Fnac Retold.
Hi, my name is GHU, and I play the role of Mary Schmidt in Fnac Retold.
Hello everyone, I'm Benny Bob, and I play the toy car inside of episode 1 Fnac Retold.
Hello, my name is Fasper Fanverse Nerd, and I am the voice of Bart from Five Nights at Candy's Retold.
Fnac Retold has always been a project I've always wanted to do this. I always wanted to do something candies related. It was, I believe, in 2020 when the idea first came to mind, where the analog horror genre sort of was popping up at the time, and I thought I want to make a Five Nights at Candy's VHS series, and well, the VHS part never came into fruition, which is probably the better, honestly.
I think some of my favorite parts with this is just the way everyone has been able to get together to make something beautiful. Because you don't get to do that often. Because projects don't always go right. But I created this with Communist B after just thinking. We kept thinking about it, then we started making models for it, and then we just went all out.
It's kind of a funny story of how I got the role. My girlfriend who plays the psychiatrist told me when she got the role that they were also looking for some other people. And I had no clue at this point what Five Nights at Candy's was. So this was kind of a whole new experience for me. It's like I've never done voice acting before, and I've never even heard of Five Nights at Candy's. So I kind of just went into this blind. I thought it was a Warhammer 40k thing when I first came in. So when I asked Communist to be saying I wanted to be either an orc or a tech priest or something, he was like, "What are you talking about?"
Now, how was I introduced to my part? Now, this is a long, frightful tale. Not really. So, sometime I was playing a game I like to play, VR Chat. And I was hanging out with some friends. One of those friends happened to be the voice actor for Mary Schmidt. And I recently had decided I wanted to get into voice acting. And I thought, maybe this might be a good opportunity. So I asked, hey, is there any voice roles available? She said, yeah. It's DM, Maker, Fnac Retold, Communist B. And now, knowing that knowledge, I DM'd Communist B on Discord, asked if he had any roles available. He said he had a few minor roles. And I was like, minor roles? Heck yeah, I'll take any role.
It was through a good friend of mine named Phantomized. He was talking about how they needed voice actors. And I decided, hey, I'll give it a go. It's a Five Nights at Candy's thing. I ended up getting the lead. I was in competition with one other girl, but I apparently did such a good job that I ended up getting the lead. And I was very happy about it. Still am to this day. I love playing Mary Schmidt. The whole series is really interesting to me. I love the way he complexes the story really well, because it still has all of the elements of the main games, but also a little bit of his own spin on how they would look if they were in a little cartoon, and I kind of like that about him.
how I was first introduced into my part is that I was actually going to be Mary's dad. But I realized that I'm not really skilled enough to do that kind of stuff. So I was like, hey, Communist, I'm not going to do Mary's dad. I'm not going to try and audition for it. Can I do a side character? And he's like, yeah, sure. He sends me over the test lines and I just do the car stuff. And I was like, oh, let me just like spice this up a little bit and let me add effects and shit like that. Shit that would sound cool, you know? And I think personally it ended well and I kind of liked it. I liked my part and I thought it was really good. And I thought the episode in itself was good as well, and I think my inclusion worked perfectly within the flow of the episode, and it fit in perfectly.
I got introduced to the Fnac Retold series when I discovered Economist B on Twitter with his fan art of Candy himself. I really loved his fan art, and I discussed with him about Five Nights at Candy's and the Fazbear Fanverse. Well, I found out that he was working on a Five Nights at Candy's retelling story of the third game. I was very interested, and so we became friends. We DM'd each other on Discord, and soon enough, I auditioned to play as a child in the series, and it worked out well.
My thoughts on episode by episode, I think for the first one, I did kind of like it. It was a little easy, like how you would first night and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really easy. And the second one was more on the harder difficulty because of the cat being there. I did have to put in a lot more emotion for the second and third episodes, but still managed to do it perfectly. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna tell you that now. These episodes and this whole series are really gonna clash together into a great mix, and I'm very excited to witness it, like all of you, even though I am a voice actor. But the videos, they're really well edited and put together, and all the other voice actors did such an amazing job with their lines too.
I kind of bullied B into getting the part for Rat and Monster Rat. Fnac itself, it is a fun game. And it's very anxiety-inducing if you do the wrong thing, especially Fnac 3.
It wasn't really something set in stone until one night me and Phantom were just on Rec Room and we decided, let's just make like the Monster Rat model. And so we got to that and here we are. Monster models were done, and then the script was done, and we did the casting call and everything just worked out. Everything just worked out, and that was a bit over a year ago. The first episode came out a year ago. I just want to make that sure.
My experience during the making of these episodes was just really looking on the sidelines and just like really seeing how much effort Communist has been putting into these episodes. Like even just the evolution of these episodes, like the art quality changing up, like for especially the upcoming episode and episode 3, I've been seeing sneak peeks on like Twitter, and I've also been seeing it inside the Discord server, and it's looking fantastic, looking like the best art Communist has probably done for Fnac Retold. It's looking awesome.
My thoughts on the Fnac Retold series is just phenomenal. I love the animation of how it's just like clearly hand drawn digitally, and you could tell all of the hard work put into it when it comes to that animation, the VR set of when Mary is watching Rat and Cat during the nighttime. And what I love mostly is how it retells the original game stories, but in Economist's and others' own writing of the story, and then how the cast like us managed to bring out the voice and acting into those characters and basically bring the story to life in a new way.
My favorite memory. I think it was getting the interaction between Mary and Shadow Rats for Deep Insomnia done. I had to keep my microphone like couple feet away while I screamed, "You liar!"
For me, I've loved Five Nights at Candy's, like the game series, for many years now at this point. It was like since it was first made. I always thought the concept of it was really beautiful and it's so unique. And I feel like it's not talked about enough. Like it needs to be. I've always liked Mary. Mary's been my favorite. And if I had to choose a close second, it would probably be Origami Cat. Mainly in my eyes, I see Origami Cat as a mother because it was the last remaining piece of Mary's mother. But yeah, in the whole Fnac series line, I would say my favorite game has to be Remastered because it's a better version of the first one, which I still very much love because of the nostalgic feeling. But I like Remastered because it has a little bit more gameplay and better visuals, and that's my favorite part about it.
Now, the episodes I think are really well made. They are really cool, and I like the design and art style a lot. The art style was nice. All the voice actors sounded amazing, and I enjoyed. Couldn't wait. I get to do my little minor role. Now, Fnac is a game is very special to me because it was one of the first few real FNAF games that I got into and played. Now, I haven't played like the other ones, 2, 3, and 4, and I technically haven't played 1. I've played the remake of 1, but I loved it to bits. It was so good. It was so fun, and I loved playing through it. It was just so cool. And now, I don't know all the lore for Fnac, but I do know it's a really cool series. It does have some interesting lore, and of the tidbits that I know, it's really cool.
My thoughts on the episode, I feel like episode 1, it's a very good introduction, and I feel like it set a perfect pathway for the rest of the series. Episode 2, it's still pretty good. A bit more ifs. It was a bit rushed at the very end, but it's still a good standalone episode. It does work hand in hand with the first one. I prefer the first one just a little bit more, but hey, that's just me. I heard some people say that they prefer the second episode more than the first, but hey, it's they're two really good episodes, which I'm just glad that they're just at least good quality, where I'm not gonna look back in them in like 5 years later and be like, oh, this is disgusting, get out of it. No, I'm actually still proud of like the accomplishments me and the team have been able to complete.
I feel that my experience with these episodes is just really neat. Like, there's really no issues. We all get along. We all have fun. And I feel that that could really be a benefit for some of us in the future when we want to continue doing the series, or possibly more series in the future, or hell, even whatever comes to our lives, technically. But overall, I thought the whole series and the members and the writers, everything around it is just amazing, and I don't think I would not ask anything better than that.
I love this series. It's something special to me. I played a major part more than I thought I would have. I thought I would have just helped with the models at the start and such, but no, I proofread with some of the scripts and pitch ideas, and ironically, me and Communist B are the big cheeses in the Discord server, which I think is the highest role you could get. I think my favorite part was, I think it was when I started to get the rat. 'Cause I had to mess around with the voice. Like, I can't exactly replicate it because it's been a bit, but hey kid, I'm the rat. Nice to meet you. But that's the kind of voice. I mean, I can't believe it's been 1 year. It doesn't feel like a year. It feels like me and Beast just started the conversation for Fnac Retold yesterday. And it's just amazing that everything can go so right if you put enough hard work into it.
With being a director of a story that's already been told, and retelling that is, you sort of get more easier paths to go with. Like, you know where the story is going ahead, you know how it's going to end. Oh, that's the whole thing of retelling. But I guess the hardest part of doing Candies Retold was to try to incorporate as much of the elements as from the game and from the source as possible and make it make sense narratively and make it so that it's more impactful than if it's just left out. So everything's been taken into consideration, and I'm trying to make it so it's as close to the games as possible, while also being like a a reimagining, right? Like there's a little spin on it. It's like a few things might change here and there, but it's not to the point where like this is like a completely different story entirely. No, this is Candies. This is Five Nights at Candies. This is the game that you all know and love. This is nothing new is being implemented, at least as far as I'm aware. I haven't written like much thought about how part 2 is going to work out, which is being Candies 1 and 2. But yeah, it's just been a very fun experience, just how to retell this amazing story. Yeah, but with going with that like Candy story, I'm guessing it's just how do you make something that feels like Candies, if that makes sense? Like, does the vibe fit with it? Do you look at this and goes like, yeah, this doesn't feel like Candies enough. I wanted to make sure that when you're watching this, you're like, yeah, this is Five Nights at Candies. This is this is the story, you know. This is the story I know. This is the story that we've all grown to know. Like these are the like having like these beloved characters and like just trying to like. It's like a big responsibility, very big responsibility, I guess. But yeah, it's been really fun tackling that challenge.
I would say my favorite moment from the episodes or from anywhere in the series probably would be the I would say like either second or third episode where she's either in the dreamscape or in the bedroom. One of those two. Mainly because she has a lot more voice lines there, and I do kind of like the voice acting. But also the visuals in both those areas, and I like the visuals. But yeah.
But yeah, after a few episodes in, I think it's not supposed to be a year now. It's a lot. It's been nice meeting some new people, getting introduced to a new fandom. So, thank y'all for joining us on the ride, I guess.
I don't think I have any bloopers. I'm sorry. I don't really have a particularly favourite memory or favourite moment, but I liked when I stared into Mary's eyes. I like when I depthly stared into her eye.
Honestly, Five Nights at Candies is one of my favorite FNAF fan games, and now fanverse games ever. I've loved it since I was 9 years old when the first game came out in 2015, then followed the second one in 2016, then the third in 2017. And now I'm still waiting for the 4th game, just like others in the community. And heck, I even had the little Funko plushie with the tag, hoping I can get the U2's merch and a Hex plushie one day. But, I mean, Five Nights at Candy's is just one of the best fan games, and I feel that it put a lot in the community that inspired fan games further on, as it was technically the first one, and just proved to others that you can make a fan game and make it a successor to the original FNAF games. So I want to thank Emil for doing that.
I think one of the best bloopers that I have recorded was when my aunt came down and told me that she was leaving and gave me a hug goodbye because, well, she was leaving. I was recording Deep Insomnia Monster Rat lines at that time. It was probably the weirdest thing for her to come down and hear me screaming something about a pathetic little girl. But Fnac Retold is 1 year old. Something me and Communist B made out of passion. And we're going to continue going. We're going to tell the entire story. We are going to make this dream of ours a reality. Because B is a dedicated man. I am a very dedicated man. We are both dedicated as hell. So I don't think, because of the lack with progress, we'll ever give up. Because I think we are both stubborn in our own ways. Another blooper I just remembered. It sounds Irish. That was probably the goofiest thing I said as Rat. Sounds Irish. It's when I was getting the feel for the mascot Rat's voice. Yeah. Here's to 1 year, and here's to many, many more until we get this entire series done. I enjoy this with all my heart. I really do. Well, remember everyone, it's time to embrace the shadows.
Usually how the episodes are made, it's usually you write the scripts first, and then that's like the first part. That only takes about about a month or so. And then when you're doing the assets, that's the majority of the work. That's where production comes in, where you have to make all the assets, which, depending on how long the script is or how long the episode is intended to be, it could be hundreds of assets. I remember last episode was around 300 to I think nearly 400 assets. So drawing each individual thing, it takes a long, but it's very rewarding at the very end, since like you draw those last few assets, you're like, boom, you're off, buddy. Now my favorite memory from this, there's a lot, but I'm gonna have to say the 2 movie nights I've had with a few friends when the episodes are released. Just seeing their first reactions to this whole episode, it just feels so accomplished, you know. You feel so achieved when you put like months of work, blood, sweat, and tears into these passion projects, and when they're well received, and you get to hear everyone's like reactions, the gasps, the moments of silence, just like the atmosphere is just, it feels so rewarding after such a long time of working, and that's what cheers me up. So, as I guess explained, my thoughts on the series itself, Five Nights at Candy's, created by Emil Mako, it has a very, very special place in my heart. That's pretty obvious since I made an entire series about it. But no, it's that series definitely got me through a lot of like hard times, and I guess Fnac Retold in a way is sort of to appreciate what this series has done for me and to plenty other people around the world. Like it's a very impactful Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, and it's just really insane to see that the community is still going strong to this very day after nearly 9 years. It's just amazing, and just like the characters, the stories, the games themselves they're all very special, very iconic, and they just have a very special place in my heart, and it just means a lot to me. It just means a lot to me. I'll never forget Five Nights at Candy's. Not even when I'm like 90 years old, I'll look at a cat and have a heart attack because I'm like, oh, Candy's reference or something like that, you know. But yeah, it's really good being like in a directive or like a series like you're very like passionate about, you know. I've for my preparation for this for making the Fnac Retold, I've played the games multiple times, the main trilogy, but it's so don't even ask me how much hours I have on Five Nights at Candy's 1, Five Nights at Candy's 2, Five Nights at Candy's 3, and Five Nights at Candy's Remastered, because trust me, it's gonna scare you, and I don't want to scare you like how the Candy games jump scare you. And I'm getting sidetracked anyway. To end this off, I'm gonna say thank you everyone for the amount of support you have given us through this series. Thank you for being so welcoming and being so just so grateful. It's just such a privilege to make like this special passion project, and people actually like excited for it, and people actually like want to see more of this, and it's just very very sweet. And before I go, and before I let you on your merry way, I just want to give a huge thank you to Emil Mako for creating Five Nights at Candy's. It's just an amazing little game that just inspired like many people from around the world, and just to see that the fan base is still going strong to this very day just shows the dedication and love and passion put into this series. So I just want to say a huge thank you, Emil, for creating Five Nights at Candy's. So I'm just gonna end it off here. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you very soon. With other project what comes out. Maybe it'll be Danny's, maybe it'll be Fnac Retold, maybe it'll be anything else that we are cooking up. We hope to see you there.